This video is not intended for anyone 13 or younger. Hello viewers and welcome back to another My Hero Academia read-through, and today we're tackling chapter 258. And last week we had a lot of new information about the all-for-one users, the one-for-all users. We only know that 2 and 3 are still unknown, but we know the order of 4 to 9 now, so yeah. And we also learned that Midoriya is going to eventually get Nana Shimura's or Nana's quirk, or All Might's master before him. So her quirk was Float, and I think it's just probably going to be a more degree on Uraraka's quirk, or it could be more or less, we don't know. But I think it's not going to happen for quite some time, so I could be wrong, so yeah. And in timeline now, we just learned that it's just a month away, so we're technically 5 minutes before midnight on that. So with that lingering clock still ticking its last 5 minutes, we're going to be going through chapter 258, and let's see where the plot goes from here. Before we get started, make sure you hit that subscribe button. It only takes 2 simple clicks. Click, click. Enjoy the episode. So right off the bat, we get our first page with the cover page with Burner, Midoriya, Bakugo, and Todoroki just jumping from rooftop to rooftop for the cover page, and the chapter is called chapter 258 is called Friends. I don't know why it was done that way, but so let's get to our first proper page. So on the second page we cut back to.
Meanwhile, at the Legion of Doom.
Alright, so 3, 2, 1, go. Hello viewers and welcome back to another My Hero Academia read-through, and today we're tackling chapter 258. And last week we had a lot of new information about the all-for-one users, the one-for-all users. We only know that 2 and 3 are still unknown, but we know the order of 4 to 9 now, so yeah. And we also learned that Midoriya is going to eventually get Nana Shimura's or Nana's quirk, or All Might's master before him. So her quirk was Float, and I think it's just probably going to be a more degree on Uraraka's quirk, or it could be more or less, we don't know. But I think it's not going to happen for quite some time, so I could be wrong, so yeah. And in timeline now, we just learned that it's just a month away, so we're technically 5 minutes before midnight on that. So with that lingering clock still ticking its last 5 minutes, we're going to be going through chapter 258, and let's see where the plot goes from here. So right off the bat, we get our first page with the cover page with Burner, Midoriya, Bakugo, and Todoroki just jumping from rooftop to rooftop for the cover page, and the chapter is called chapter 258 is called Friends. I don't know why it was done that way, but so let's get to our first proper page. So on the second page we cut back to. Yeah, we're back to the hotel once again with Hawks. And also we went back in time 2 months? Okay, why could he just with a weird jump cut like that? It's a bit of a, whiplash there from last week's chapters. ending. So we cut back to Hawks from 2 months ago, and he's just doing his thing when he says "What's up, Twice?" So Twice comes into the room, and there's a bit of dialogue in the text box saying, "Turning back the clock 2 months." So we're and more of the dialogue box in the next panel saying, "1 week has passed since the hint about the hospital." And we see Twice running in, and he says, "Help! Oh, Red, you're here too." And he's just trying to get, Twice is trying to get Hawks' attention, like pointing back there and just like, "Come on, pal." And Hawks is just being nice and just goes over to help Twice. And Twice says, "What should I say? What should I say our mission statement is?" Spinner and Compress have been in meetings for days, and Garan and Dobby can't be bothered, and Toga's cute as ever. So you gotta help me out, Prof. And Twice is just like, "Psst, psst, could you help me out, man?" So we cut to the next page. We still get more Twice dialogue, and he continues saying, "Many in this regiment are harboring doubts. You may be a figurehead who simply handled your position, but we ought to hear the mission statement from your own lips." So I was like, and continue with Twice saying, "Gotta take a dump." I think he was at the meeting, and he was trying his best to listen, but he had to leave because he had to go. Well, when you gotta go, you gotta go. And when Hawks hears about it in the next panel, he's just laughing about it. And Twice continues saying, "Now I'm here, so help." And Hawks gives his reply in the next panel saying, "You do a good impersonation. You do a good impersonation of sarcasm. He's the longest serving member of the Liberation Army." And we get more, and we get a bit of a recap on what's going on in the next panel with the text dialogue continuing. The Paranormal Liberation Front is split into regiments. The League members and the former Meta Liberation Army commanders lead the regiment most suited to them. In a single month's time, Hawks memorized how the members are all organized. So we're gonna see what's been going on for the last month in. So we're finally getting a bit of a power structure of the Paranormal Liberation Front. And on the next page, we actually, for the next 2 pages, we get that particular power structure, and we get to see what's going on with the power structure of what's going on with the Paranormal Liberation Front. As the text continues, saying, "The three most capable members of each regiment serve under advisors to the lieutenants." So in each of the four groups, there's always. So let me try to get this straight. So we have the League of Villains in charge, and the Quirk Liberation Army being on like the top of the regiment, while these three sub commanders serve the listen to them, I guess, as far as I know. And first off, we have the Vanguard Action Tactics Regiment, Black, and it's being led by Twice. And I think he controls all like the people, some of the like normal people, troops, and we get some new faces that we probably will see in this coming arc coming up, hopefully, as far as people are saying. With the sole expectation that these advisors are in charge of bases throughout the country, and we get then second group, Vanguard Action Guerrilla Warfare Regiment, led by Dobby and oh, Dobby and the oh, frick, I can't remember, and one of the former Liberation Army's Eskimo guy, who's actually Eskimo girl apparently. It I didn't realize he was a she, so my mistake. And the three sub lieutenants, there seem to be groups in two for this group. So we move on to the third group, Vanguard Action Intelligence Regiment. Karma. Oh yeah, the color. I didn't bring up the color. The guerrilla warfare is violet, so they handle like raids and doing guerrilla warfare and tactics stuff. The third group, Vanguard Action Intelligence Regiment, Carmine, being led by Skeptic and Toga. So yeah, they're very dangerous, with Toga being in charge of intelligence. And and for the lower generals, we also get the return of Slide and Go, and he's part of the group regiment with. Oh my god. Oh my god. If you don't see it in the page, they have R2D2 in this group. Okay. I know Horikoshi is a Star Wars nut who loves Star Wars and he takes ideas from Star Wars, but still, you. Next, you'd be saying that the X-Men are in the My Hero Academia universe, but that would be ridiculous and questioning copyright claims, right? And the and the fourth and final group, is, as we get more text saying, given their responsibilities at the bases, they didn't appreciate participate in the revival party in Deca City, but their abilities surpassed those of the average hero. Vanguard Action Support Regiment Brown being led by Spinner and Mr. Compress. So that's the four groups so far in this whole power structure, and obviously Shigaraki's at the top, but we don't know where Redestro's fits into this power structure. But we'll probably find out later. So next page we cut back to Hawks, and as he thinks about it, and he says, "If they make the first move, we lose." And that's kind of true with all the stuff that's been going on lately. As we get into more dialogue boxes, we see what Hawks has been doing throughout probably the complex, as far as I know, saying, despite the constant surveillance limiting his actions, Hawks was able to learn about the members without drawing suspicion, thanks to the interpersonal skills drilled into him from a young age by the Safety Commission. And what he observed was and mostly an resentment towards the current system. So there are some Quirk Liberation Army members who are saying that maybe the structure this is not where this is going. And Hawks continues his conversation with Twice as we cut back to present day, saying, individual freedom should reign supreme. We're going to destroy the status quo. Something like that, yeah? As we cut back to Twice answering, oh, also, a word or two about loyalty to Redestra. Huh? And on the next page, Hawks continues saying, since it's him and his bloodline that managed to unite these people, and Twice continues saying, if I ain't feeling it, I ain't saying it. And we move to the next panel. As Twice leaves and from Hawks saying, so I just gotta sing the guy's praises. Awesome, thanks a bunch. And there's more dialogue text saying with Twice Hawk saying, no prob. And there's text saying, one there is one more specific goal. bring down the status quo means annihilating all heroes. So yeah, destroying basically Japan of everything that the heroes represent. And the next page continues that trend as the dialogue text continue with some good art with Reed Destro and oh, I can't remember the other guy, but I'll remember later. As as we see the city in paint, black paint or something, the dialogue boxes continue saying they plan to attack all major cities at once throughout the nation. With society brought to a lawless standstill, Reed Destro and the hearts and minds Redestra and the Hearts and Minds Party will storm the political world. They will re, redispute, redispute, redispute weapons and extol the virtue extol the virtues of self-defense, calling it true freedom. Just as when laws lost their meaning following the advent of the expansional. These people will throw the world into chaos and enthrall Shigaraki atol enthrone Shigaraki atop the rubble. The second coming of All for One. Yeah, that's kind of scary thinking about that, going back to the days of the chaos that All for One caused back then, and that's bad. And Twice is still Twice continues turning around, saying to Hawks, "Ah, ah, you're doing stellar work, man. I knew, I knew I knew you were a swell guy." And more of the dialogue box is saying that this is implying that it's Hawks saying this, saying it's it's thanks to you that the pieces are in place. Jin, Bur, Jin. And Hawks is simply says right back to Twice, saying, "Right back at ya." As we continue to the next page, we get more of not Hawks' dialogue saying, "When I heard that you conquered your trauma, a chill ran down my spine." And as this is going on, Twice is saying, "Behave right, behave right of, behave right hand of mine." And Hawks continues saying, "Because of that moment, you just went from being just another two-bit criminal to the asset we ought to fear the most." Yeah, because he can clone himself and he's much better and he's overcome his traumas, so he's okay making an entire dude swarm of Twices, and we all see what he caused. So yeah, he's destructive. And while the last two dialogue boxes were said, we see the army of Twices and like at least four high-end Nomus. So I guess it's implying that with Twice's traumas conquered, he could theoretically make more and more high-end Nomus from just one copy from the original, even though done high-end. And let me remind you from those high-ends, one high-end almost killed Endeavor. And yeah, I also heard that we may get the Pro Hero arc for the anime this year, but I'm thinking they're probably only going to do the top 10 charts and stop it right there and continuing it next year. So yeah, the anime community are gonna freak out when High End shows up. And next page we cut to Twice again, and he's saying, "For a hero, you sure know a lot about the Liberation Army. Why is that?" And oh, this is going back to when Hawks was trying to teach Twice about the Quirk Liberation Army stuff. Like 2 chapters ago, if I recall, with the whiteboard and everything. And Hawks continues saying, because I empathize with their cause. We get a minor panel of Endeavor as we cut back to Hawks continuing saying, the world I once admired and dreamt of joining turned out to be a birdcage locking me up. I want to fly free, man. A cage isn't where I belong. And Twice takes it to heart, and we don't hear it. Oh, there was a flashback on the bottom of the last page. I would quickly take care of it. And it probably more Hawks' dialogue saying, "I know that you're a good-natured guy." And we get more of the whiteboard saying what you need to know about the Quirk Liberation Army structure. And yeah, on the last panel on page 11, Twice takes that comment to heart. So don't know what's going on. So page 12, we get more of Twice being Twice saying, "Gah, I wish they stopped spying on you and let you meet Shigaraki." And Hawks just inner thought saying, "You." And Hawks continues saying that his with that comment with Shigaraki, and Hawks' interest just changed, saying, "I wonder why I haven't gotten to meet him yet." And while Hawks is turning around looking at Twice, Twice continues his dialogue saying, "He's powering up in some mountain near Kyoto. So it's gonna take 4 months." Twice, you just told Hawks who's spying for the heroes, who might be spying for the heroes, just told them where exactly where Shigaraki is. And with the hospital hint to boot, yeah, I think they just narrowed the circle down a lot more. So this is Twice, you idiot. I love you, but you can be an idiot sometimes. And Twice continues saying, "That's off the record, yeah. I know Mr. Long Black Hair is listening in, but whatever, it's fine. I mean, you're working yourself to the bone for us already. I get how you feel." And Twice continues saying, "Hey, Hawks." And move on to page 13. As Twice continues saying, "Anyone who helps his friends can't be all bad." So yeah, and we get more of Hawks' inner thoughts saying, since I know you're good natured, let's fly free together." So I guess this is Horikoshi implying that maybe Twice could be a hero. Like there's a chance that Hawks could save Twice and make Twice work for the heroes instead of the villains. I guess that's possible, but I guess Twice is just too very in deep in with the Quirk Liberation Army with Shigaraki. So I get I could see Twice dying in this war arc because I can imagine that Shigaraki's going to be pissed that Twice told Hawks, and when they find out how the heroes find out where they're hiding. So yeah, I can see Twice getting killed off by Shigaraki if he gets out, and he's going to be pissed when when the rest of the villains finds out about this, that Twice told Hawks about this. So yeah, I can see Twice die eventually. So yeah, with that little foreshadowing out of the way, we cut to a random mother and child with the statue of All Might, and this is probably where All Might fought All for One for the last time. as we get the dialogue with the mother saying, "Ready to try your best as a first year die?" And we see the kid just looking at the All Might statue saying, "Uh-huh." And this little bit just implies what's at stake here with if they don't stop Shigaraki's evolution now, we could we could seriously we could the whole hero society would be rolled back into the chaos of the days of All for One. So this is very important. And on the next page, with page 14, we get an awesome one-page spread of all the heroes, all the pro heroes, just marching, hopefully marching towards Kyoto and getting ready for the war to come. Like everybody's invited. All the heroes that we've seen so far has are going to go to Kyoto and start the war with the Paranormal Liberation Front. So yeah, this is going to we're getting into the war arc now. And we're moving on to our next page. We cut back to UA with 1A, and we get more dialogue. Someone speaking. Spring break's almost over, huh? As we go inside, we see Uraraka continuing the conversation, saying, "We're going on a trip for our work study." And Froppy continues saying, "Oh, you're right." And Chargeball continues, "You too? You girls too? For real? Same here?" As Midoriya listens to that last comment, as we get more text saying, "We also got a trip planned for that day." Huh? What's up with that? Hang on, us too. Me too. As we cut back to a month prior, we see an all familiar shoe of Midoriya's boots hitting the ground, and Burning saying, and we see Burning looking over the city of Kyoto, I presume, saying, there are heroes in those foothills. We're gonna back we're gonna back them up and help evacuate the city." And on the last final page of chapter 258, we got the Pro Heroes awesome one splash page. We get UA students. We get an awesome one splash page of all the 1A students and all the 1B students as well. Just looking down at Kyoto and getting ready for the war arc that's going to hit. Next chapter hits on February 2nd. So, yeah, we're officially getting into the war arc now. So, where is this going to go? And I hopefully this war arc goes very well. And I was going to make a theory video talking about this war arc when the clock moved like halfway through. So yeah, I'm probably gonna have to do another video theory video about this upcoming war arc, and I can probably say what could happen in this arc, just like a predictions video. Like, I can see some heroes and villains getting killed off in this arc, but I'm not 100% sure, but we'll probably have to wait and see. I'll probably do a list on probably who might live and who might die in this arc or later on. So yeah, I will see you with chapter 259. 259 next week on February 2nd. And yeah, this arc is going to get crazy. So until then, have a good day and I will see you then. So until then, bye for now.